Alright, Greenleaf fans, I haven't really decided what to title this video. I think it's plain to see, one, Phil is not into Judee the same way she's into him. Okay, first of all, you know I love redheads, but dang it, she's still married. Come on, come on, Judee, you shouldn't be shacking up the way you are with Phil right now. Come on now, you should know better than that. So, in this video, I just want to touch upon something, and it has to do with, Judee's reaction to what Charity and Phil's father were telling Phil in the last episode, which again, honestly, one of my favorite scenes from the episode. I gotta say, I did watch a shout out to Ashley Miller, because when I was working on some stuff a few hours ago, I actually looked at her Greenleaf review, and she brought up a very good point, because I mentioned this in my review, but I like the way she said it. It's like when Phil was talking with his father, he was just an angry little kid again, because that's all he was remembering when he saw his father. Because I mentioned in my review, like, I feel like, it's two sides. This Phil knows that it's well, maybe not knows, but he has a feeling his father isn't lying about his mother, Edenvale Lending, and Bob Whitmore, but he's really thinking more so of how he remembered his father before he left the family and before they stopped talking, the way he was like a deadbeat while his mom was out there working her ass off to provide. So I think that him seeing his father from the perspective he did as a child is clouding his judgment. And then Judee jumped in. It's like, my daddy would never do that. Daddy loves black people. I know that sounded cheesy, and it's like, oh great, Judee, shut up. You don't know what's going on. However, even last season, I think it was when Judee was talking with Phil, and I think also Connie, or Connie had stepped out of the room and it was just Judee and Phil. But basically, Judee was saying, well, Dad, we need to make sure we get this vote done before Dad. We need to get this vote straightened out before Daddy gets back. Because she made it clear that, there are things that her father does that she doesn't even know about. So it's almost like, Judee looks at her father in one specific way, but that's because it's the side of him that he allows her to see. It's almost like, trying to think of a movie or media example, but my brain is kind of, tired at the moment. But you just think about, like, again, I'll make a Batman reference. I know in some iterations, Bruce Wayne finds out that his parents were actually, dealing with the mob or whatever. Basically, all of their money wasn't clean money. And like some people like Alfred or whatever is like, well, Master Bruce, you shouldn't really expect anything differently. I mean, how do you think most people get rich? They don't do it through, positive gains. There's always some foul play involved. So it's basically like a person who viewed their parents in one light because that's the only way they've seen them, but they didn't know the full scope of the situation. And I feel like the same thing is the same with Judee, because I don't know these character ages. I mean, we know that Grace is at the very least 39 to 41 or something, but I would think that Judee and Phil are kind of around the same age. And given that Phil's mom was dealing with Edenvale Lending and Bob when Phil was like a child, we can assume that Judee was also a child at the same time. So she didn't know Daddy was messing around, scamming black people and whatnot. I mean, hell, when you think about it, Edenvale Lending sounds a lot like Sally Mae. Like, bless their heart, they pay for your education, but when you graduate, they own you. Like, it sucks. Trust me, I know. But in any case, it's like, I think that Judee really believes that her father likes black people because, well, I dated a black guy, Phil, and Daddy works with a black guy, Phil. It's like, why would, Daddy work with Phil for like 20 years if he didn't like black people? It's like that common thing. It's like, well, I have 3 black friends. It's like, if you can count how many black friends, just get out of here. Nah, but for real, this isn't even no shade to Judee, but I really do feel like she doesn't really know or doesn't believe her father is capable of doing that because she's never seen that shady side of him before. That's what I think, in my opinion. So again, I do love redheads. I think Judee is very attractive, but at the end of the day, this video isn't me using that bias to defend Judee. I'm just saying I honestly don't think Judee knows everything her father's up to. That's just my opinion. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't dislike the video if you hate Judee with 2 Wait. What does Ashley Miller say? Judee with 2 E's. I'm going to let her have that because that's too good. That's too good of a catchphrase. I don't even feel right when I say it. But in any case, it's like, that's my 2 cents. Let me know your thoughts below. And if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join my Patreon for as little as $1 a month.